Back in 1890, the Victorian Natural History Society offered Victorians nature walks to visit the wild natural history sites in and around the region. Now, 125 years later, staff from the Royal BC Museum invite the public to join them as they recreate those walks and teach us all about our island history.
You don't have to be hard as a rock to be a fossil, as some of us older people know.
Dr. Richard Hebda educates and entertains as he guides his field trippers along Island View Beach on the Saanich Peninsula.
About 70 people, young and old, grandparents and children, wandered down the beach with us, and we showed them the cliffs, the layers in the cliffs, the fossils in the cliffs, and explained to them what kind of fossils they might be able to find. During this lower part here, the sediment is accumulating fairly quickly.
Field Trippers is a series of 6 different walks in various locations across Greater Victoria, guided by researchers from the Royal BC Museum. The walks commemorate the 125th anniversary of the first nature walks led by museum staff.
You can find beautifully preserved snails, such as this one, or clams that lived around 70 or 80,000 years ago when the climate was much cooler and there was a glaciation underway.
But that's not all. Found in 1922, this tusk is from a mammoth, and this is one of its teeth.
You can see that it's the size of my head, and this is only a single tooth with many, many ridges designed to grind up the grasses and the sedges and the herbaceous plants that grew at that time. There were no forests, it was cold, mammoths roamed the landscape. Another recent discovery, again, people wandering along the shoreline, was this very, very large bone. This comes from the forearm of a short-faced bear, suggested by some people to be the largest mammalian carnivore that ever lived. And this bear lived and wandered our landscape just up from Victoria about 20 to 22,000 years ago. The ones at the lowest level here, they're kind of sandy or sandy silts.
Which brings us back to the nature walks.
So if you're going to go for a walk, Island View Beach is a great place, enjoy the beach, but walk south down to where the bluffs rise above the beach. Look along the beach and you too may find life from the Ice Age in the Victoria area.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.